although Parker is taking some shots on the gloves, that impact is still carrying through. He's still buzzed, he's still rocked, he's still a bit uneasy on his feet. So he's not nowhere in an entirely safe position.
And I thought the referee was going to jump in and go, you know what, do the standing 8 count. But he didn't. He just got in and stopped the fight. So for me, that was a premature stoppage.
I'm coming, baby. Here I am. Look, I'm not the guy you met 6, 7 odd years ago in Ukraine. I'm a bit of a different animal now, and I'm looking forward to meeting him in the ring.
The heavyweight scene just got louder. Fabio Wardley has finally broken silence in the controversy that shook his latest victory over Joseph Parker, and he's already calling for the biggest fight of his life, Oleksandr Usyk. Wardley's name has been echoing across the boxing world ever since his dramatic 11th round TKO win over Parker, but not everyone was happy with how the fight ended. A large part of the boxing community believes the stoppage came too soon, sparking one of the most heated debates of the year.
Oh man, I thought Parker was going to pull it out, but we all know Wardley has that punching power and equalizer, but that's boxing for you.
Did you agree with that stoppage in the 11th?
No, I thought he could have went a little more. Because Parker was still swinging, but UK is known for making fights stop a little early, so.
The referee, Howard Foster, waved it off in the 11th round, and fans instantly flooded social media, accusing him of acting prematurely. They argued Parker was still in the fight, still defending, and deserved more time to recover. But Wardley has now responded to those critics, and he's standing by the referee's call.
What was your thoughts on that stoppage? It's very controversial. Was it right? Was it wrong?
When he was back against throats, Parker, right, he'd taken that, I think it was like an uppercut he took, that he was actually hurt from, but everything else that was coming his way was missing, because Wardley was just swinging at him at that point, and I thought the referee was going to jump in and go, you know what, do the standing 8 count, but he didn't. He just got in and stopped the fight. So for me, that was a premature stoppage. I know he's a top referee, and I'm not suggesting for 1 minute he doesn't know what he's doing, but for me, personally, I think it was premature.
On the night, I didn't have too many complaints about it. A little bit premature, but listen, you know more than anyone sitting in that chair. I'd rather always see a stoppage a bit too premature than a bit too late. And
speaking on the Harry Helwani show, Wardley admitted he understood why fans questioned the decision, but explained the situation differently from inside the ring. He said people often forget how much damage Parker had been taking, not just in that final round, but also in the 10th. When the tide had already turned heavily in Wardley's favor. In his view, the stoppage wasn't early, it was inevitable.
Although Parker is taking some shots on the gloves, that impact is still carrying through. He's still buzzed, he's still rocked, he's still a bit uneasy on his feet. So he's not nowhere in an entirely safe position. And ultimately, as a fighter, we have a responsibility to show the ref. We can't just expect the ref to give us the benefit of the doubt and for him to do us a favour and just go, I'm sure Parker's fine, or I'm sure Fabio's fine. He'll be able to carry on for another 10, 15, 20 seconds, whatever it may be. We have a responsibility as fighters to show the ref as like, look, I'm still in the fight. I'm still here. I'm still game. I can still exchange.
Wardley pointed out that when the punches started landing clean, Parker was rocked and struggling to keep balance. Even if the fight had continued for another minute or two, Wardley insisted the result would have been the same. He wasn't about to slow down or step off the gas with a world-level victory on the line. He made it clear, when he has a hurt opponent, he doesn't coast. He closes. That's the kind of fighter he is, someone who goes for the finish, not the clock. And in his mind, that 11th round was already going one way.
The accumulation of punches he was taking, not only in the 11th, but also in the 10th as well, it was really kind of showing the sway of the fight and the way things were going, and it was only going one way. And yeah, okay, look, even if you concede and maybe you give him some more time, there's still a minute and a half left in the round. Now, I'm still on top, I'm still throwing punches, and look, for all that's on the line, I know everything that's at stake as well. And if everyone thinks that for the last minute or so of the round that I've got Joseph Parker hurt and I'm just going to take the round off and now relax and chill out, you don't know me at all. That's not how I'm going to go about things. I get the finish. I get the job done one way or another.
Despite the controversy, Wardley's tone toward Parker was nothing but respectful. In fact, he even welcomed the idea of a rematch if it made sense for both sides. Wardley told Helwani that he'll happily run it back someday, not because he's anything to prove, but because it was such a thrilling fight. It had momentum swings, drama, and raw emotion, the kind of bout fans remember for years. He said no one left that arena bored, and controversy aside, the spectacle itself was everything boxing is supposed to be.
Joe is a great guy, and I'd like to thank him as well for the opportunity, because he didn't have to take that fight. I think everyone knows that. He'd been on a great run and he was edging his way towards Usyk. So again, credit to him as a man and as a fighter, as a boxer, because he is one hell of a competitor. And yeah, look, I'd happily welcome the rematch. It was a fantastic fight. It was a great fight. I think that's one thing. The controversy over the stoppage aside, no one came away from that fight saying it was boring or it wasn't intriguing, wasn't interesting. It had, like I say, ebbs and flows all the way through. It had everything in that sense. So yeah, look, we'll see how this Usyk thing plays out. We'll see how that all goes. But I'd be happy to rematch him.
However, Wardley's eyes aren't locked on Parker anymore. He has much bigger ambitions. He wants Oleksandr Usyk. The undefeated Brit is aiming for a world title opportunity, and the timing, he believes, couldn't be better. Wardley revealed that he is waiting to see how things unfold with Usyk's current title situation, but he's ready to step up the moment the opportunity comes.
I'm coming, baby. Here I am. Look, I'm not the guy you met 6, 7 odd years ago in Ukraine. I'm a bit of a different animal now, and I'm looking forward to meeting him in the ring.
Will you knock out Oleksandr Usyk, Fabio?
Look, I've proved I can take out anyone, and it ain't always going to be pretty, it ain't always going to look the best, but I proved that I'm an anomaly. I'm something different. I'm unorthodox. I don't go about things in maybe the correct fashion of how you should. But ultimately, if I'm in the ring, I'm on my feet and there's breath in my lungs, I'm dangerous.
Meanwhile, not everyone is convinced Wardley is ready for that level yet. Heavyweight veteran Derek Chisora, who has sparred with Wardley multiple times, gave his brutally honest take on the rising contender's future. Chisora praised Wardley for his breakthrough win and said he saw it coming long ago, claiming he always believed Wardley had what it takes to beat Parker.
Because I knew that this kid he's tough as nails. I spar him and I hit him. He keeps coming back.
He described Wardley as a fighter who doesn't back down, someone who keeps coming even after taking hard shots. Chisora credited him for showing heart, determination, and a never-quit attitude. But when asked about whether Wardley would dethrone Oleksandr Usyk, his answer was blunt.
The heart Fabio Wardley showed in that incredible. Oh man, Fabio Wardley did amazing for himself and his family, and I called it from day one. Fabio wins it.
According to Chisora, Wardley shouldn't rush. He believes the British star needs more time, more experience, and perhaps another big test before stepping into the ring with a technician like Usyk. In his view, a fight with Daniel Dubois would make perfect sense before challenging the Ukrainian maestro.
Do you think he can beat Usyk? No, he won't beat Usyk. What should he do next? Take some time. Have a fight with Daniel. Daniel Dubois? Yeah, that's a fight for him. Him and Daniel.
Chisora's comments carried weight. He has been around long enough to know what it takes to hang with the elite. He praised Wardley's performance but reminded everyone that Usyk's skill set is on a completely different level. Still, even with that warning, Chisora couldn't hide his admiration for how far Wardley has come.
I think Joseph Parker will have woke up Sunday morning thinking, why did they take that shot? He's just give away and not by choice, by the way, he's had it taken away, but he was in a mandatory position to fight Usyk next. No matter what happened, he was next in line. And he's took a fight where Wardley, I think he felt that he could just get out of there, and it looked like most of the time in that fight that he could. And it's massively backfired.
Yeah, for me, you know, I think Parker's thrown it away. I mean, not only tactically for this fight, but like I say, I don't really think he had to fight Fabio Wardley.
He got greedy, didn't he?
Yeah, he probably thought to himself, you know what, I'll fight him. The guy can fight, and if I beat him, then it's going to boost my stock.
Do you think he could have underestimated him, Duke?
100% he's underestimated him.
While fans and pundits continue to debate Wardley's next step, Usyk's own team has weighed in too. Sergey Lapin, Usyk's manager, recently discussed the British fighter's potential shot at the unified champion. And aside from his side, the message was pretty straightforward. He said, "We haven't discussed the result in detail yet, but I don't think he was surprised." Lapin said there are still mandatory commitments under the WBO's rules and those can be bypassed. According to him, before Wardley can face Usyk, there is a logical path that should be followed, and that involves another rising heavyweight. He suggested that Fabio Wardley should face the young powerhouse Moses Atuma, with the winner earning the right to fight Usyk. He said, "This is boxing, especially heavyweight boxing. Anything can happen. There are rules set by the association. There are no other options. In my personal opinion, it would be great to see Fabio face Atuma for the world title. It would be a truly exciting fight and a serious test for both before facing the big boss of boxing." He described such a matchup as exciting, dangerous, and meaningful, not just for fans, but for the sport itself. It would determine who truly deserves the shot at the big boss of boxing, as he put it. Lapin believes it would be a serious test for both fighters and a great way to prove who's ready for the next step toward the world title.
You know what sort of smoke will come with in that rematch? That fight's always going to be big. That rematch, on my mind. Take a Fabio fight before I take a world title shot. Just if the contract gets sent to my lawyer, my agent, and it makes a lot of sense, then yeah, 100%. That's what we're doing. As a fighter, we don't shy away from no one. We say yes to everyone. I mean, I don't know about them actually. I keep saying it, but yeah, me, I say yes to everyone. So yeah, I swear to you, I don't give them enough thought. If that makes sense. You got to focus on what's important. You see, when you're in your own lane, you don't focus about the other lanes unless they try to get in your lane. So until we cross paths is when I'll know. Heavyweights, man, that's what people tune in for. People buying tickets to go there. People are buying tickets from the UK to fly over there. The least I could do is knock out my opponent.
As that debate continues, Wardley's own camp couldn't be more confident. His manager, Michael Ofu, believes Fabio Wardley has already proven he's the best heavyweight in the world right now, and he says that his fighter's mindset is what truly separates him from the rest.
Yeah, I thought it was going to happen. You know, it's not new news to me what Fabio Wardley can do. Got 100% belief that when Fabio gets anybody going, he's the best finisher in the world. You know, I felt he just mentally outdone Parker. Just out-toughed him mentally, and then got him out of there.
Ofu pointed out that Wardley's biggest weapon isn't just his power, it's his mentality. He called him relentless, focused, and dangerous no matter who stands in front of him. According to Ofu, once Wardley sets his mind on a goal, he doesn't stop until it's done. He also noted that while Usyk has been through brutal wars and is now in the later stages of his career, Wardley is just entering his prime. Fresh, motivated, and hungry. And that hunger, Ofu said, is something you can't underestimate. It's what drives underdogs to shock the world.
As long as he just keeps winning, he comes out the ring healthy, he's well compensated for what he does, and he's happy. That's all that really matters. Listen, the amount of abuse that I got this week, even racial abuse that I got in my DMs was out of this world. I've never experienced anything like that. I got so much abuse for my opinions, but I'm always going to back Fabio Wardley 110%, and he just proved why he's, you know, the best heavyweight in the world, bar obviously Usyk, and that's the next challenge. The next challenge will be Oleksandr Usyk.
For Ofu, it's not about hype or talk, it's about belief. He said if Wardley believes he can beat Usyk, then he can beat Usyk, because the moment that bell rings, it all comes down to willpower, and few in the division have as much of it as Fabio Wardley. Ofu doubled down, saying that when Wardley gets into his rhythm, he becomes one of the most dangerous finishers in the sport, and that's exactly what he showed against Parker, the ability to sense weakness and close the show. To his team, that's not luck, that's instinct.
I don't know how to really put it into words, but yeah, it does. Do you know what it is? Especially when you're around the ring and you see, let's call it your opponent's team looking at you and they're smirking and they're saying stuff. But you know that the fight is not over. And he just does it again. And again and again and again. I was seeing a few people like leaving to try and, you know, probably go and get their trains early. You can never leave early, never think it's over. And Fabio showed that when Fabio was using his jab, he was all over Parker.
As for the next move, everything depends on how the Usyk situation unfolds in the coming months. If the Ukrainian legend decides to take another mandatory defense, Wardley might have to wait for his turn, or take another big name in the meantime. But one thing's certain, he's no longer just a prospect, he's now part of the conversation among the world's best.
Let's have a look. So Parker's on the ropes, tucking up, little uppercut slip through, right hand misses. There's another 2-3 shots there, they've come together, a bit scrappy. Right hand lands there, Fabio's absolutely exhausted, Parker's still tucking up, 2 shots, 3 shots there. See, the problem there is a right hand, then a left hook, then a right hand. And all 3 shots really missed when Fabio Wardley was putting it on him. And Fabio had almost punched himself out. He was knackered, absolutely knackered. He pushes Parker. Well, Parker leans back on the ropes, guard up, tight, 2-3 big wings from Fabio. They look like little, impressively wings. Like if you're the referee stood this side, you're watching them thinking, oh, they're big, heavy, dangerous shots. But if you look, they don't land clean, do they? There's nothing lands. There's a right hand that lands. I'm still watching it again.
Wardley's rise from a non-amateur background to an unbeaten professional has been nothing short of remarkable. Each fight has added more polish, more power, and more presence. And now, with a controversial win over a respected name like Parker, he's proven he belongs in boxing's biggest spotlight.
Big uppercut miss, left hook scraped his gloves, right hand misses, and the ref jumps in. Too early. He was tired. He may have just robbed Fabio Wardley there of a great stoppage, which is what I was saying with me and Groves. It stopped a bit too early. If the fight was going to carry on, I would have got the conclusive finish. Fabio Wardley may have just got the finish.
Whether he faces Parker again, steps in against Atuma, or somehow lands the dream fight with Usyk, one thing's for sure. Fabio Wardley is done being overlooked. He's hungry, confident, and chasing greatness, no matter who stands across from him.
Jab.
Ali.
Power.
Foreman.
Chin.
Holyfield.
Speed.
Mayweather.
Footwork.
Usyk. Usyk / Lomachenko.
Ring IQ.
Have it the same person twice?
Yeah.
And if his performance against Parker showed anything, it's that controversy or not, Wardley's journey is just beginning. The fire has been lit, and now the heavyweight division is one more man ready to shake it up.
One of the generational talents, one of the best to ever do it on all the marbles. There's nothing more I could ask for. There's nothing more I could want within this sport. So just like everything else that's led me here, all I've ever asked for is the opportunity, and I've got that. And I'm not planning on stopping here. I'm not planning on getting in the ring with Usyk and going, look, thanks for having me, and just rolling over. That's not what I'm about. I think you saw that tonight. So yeah, look, when that bell does go, me and Usyk do finally get in the ring, he's going to have to work for it. Tell Usyk to turn up, give him the directions to Ipswich. I'll give him my postcode. He can come find me and we can do it in the garden. But I don't care. Like, as long as he's there, bring his belts. Let's get this on.
What do you think? Is Wardley truly ready for the pound-for-pound king? Or should he test himself once more before stepping into that storm? Drop your thoughts below, because this debate's not ending anytime soon. Until next time, keep your gloves up and your opinions sharp. This is Bring Rivalry, where every fight tells a story. Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and stay tuned, because the next war inside the ropes might just redefine heavyweight history.